price is very, very high. Alright, let's kick it off. I should make sure my alert box is working because it wasn't working the other day. Looks like it's not working by default. Alright, where's my... Reload my alerts. Test subscription. Why aren't my alerts working? It's annoying. Seems a little resource heavy, but it's got a Raging Ravine as one of the 4 lands now, so I think this is cute. So a Blackcleave Cliffs. Thoughtseize you opponent. Yeah, fishy, 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 fishy. I don't know how this matchup is supposed to be. I have no idea. Master of Waves. So we have Fatal Pushes that can kill Master of Waves. Probably just supposed to take this one. This is their most scary card, I think. Protection from red. The rest of these, like, there's a couple of bolts in the deck list. Wait, did they only have 1 land? They only had the 1 land, right? Raging Ravine out and pass the turn. All right, hey, is that a good one? Do you think this card's good in this matchup? Is the jury out? How do we feel about Grim Lavamancer in this matchup? Yay, my alert worked. Great. How am I liking this deck? You are witnessing the very first game that I have ever played with this deck, so I do not have an educated or informed opinion on how I feel about this deck as a whole. I do feel like I would like to draw a spell, but that's, you know, beggars won't be choosers, I suppose. We're in a decent spot, so killed their Marrow Reader. Their hand right now is Master, Harbinger of the Tides. Oh, yeah, just right on into the guillotine here. Love it. Lava Man is here, and he is hungry. That's the Rabblemaster. Ooh, that was the wrong land to play. I should have played my tapped land. I got so excited that we drew the Goblin Rabblemaster. I was so excited that we drew the Goblin Rabblemaster. Rabble-labba-ding-dong, ladies and gentlemen. This card is sweet. This card made me a lot of money when it was standard legal. I cast a lot of turn 2. Goblin Rabble-masters in my time. No, we're going to bounce my Grim Lavaman. So unfortunate. And now because I didn't play my tapped land last turn, I'm going to have to shock myself. Maybe that Fatal Push is aggressive, but I've got this Grim Lavamancer in my hand. Alright, and now I hit that. So I was going to shock myself and fire up the Raging Ravine and crunch here. Am I okay trading this Rabblemaster for this Mutable? I feel like I am because I have this Grim Lavamancer. I'm okay with that trade. They don't want to trade. Deal. Alright, Lavaman. Tapped Overgrown Tomb. The dankest of confidants. Pass the turn. What you got over there, friendo? My seas have been spread. What's going on, Immortal? Good evening. Master! They're pretty dead to a removal spell, right? They might just like actually be dead to a removal spell here. Well, none of those are removal spells. Man, and I even showed them the creature. I guess we're just shipping with the squad, right? If I attack with this, they're obligated to block. Or not quite. This is 5, 8, 10. Yeah, they're going to trade there. I'm pretty surprised they didn't trade with the Beautiful last turn, honestly. Play this out. I should have tapped the Raging Ravine that's an island here for this Tarmogoyf if we're being strictly correct. That actually doesn't matter, though. This is a competitive league, yes. Alright, you got a Master of Waves. It's got protection from red. Shoot this. One of these Dorkos. It's fine. I'll go a little smaller, but uses my mana efficiently here. I keep revealing. I feel like I'm doing this wrong. I keep revealing the 3-mana card and then drawing the land. I feel like I'm doing it backwards. You sacrifice a Dorko. I'm gonna attack with all my stuff. Fine. Play this Blackcleave Cliffs tapped. Go ahead. Little bitty baby. This card costs twice as much mana as Death Shadow. And it's like 1/10 the power. What an awful card. Why was this card ever expensive? It's so weak. Opponent doesn't want to play Magic anymore. Okay. This feels like Collective Brutality is going to be okay. Engineered Explosives is obviously excellent. Huntmaster and Pia probably go either way. I think Primordial Cockatrice is great, and I think playing a reasonable number of that card in year 75 is not bad. I don't know about 4 of them in the main deck. Might be a little excessive, but this feels like a discard out matchup. Like I just want all of my cards to be able to play to the board as much as possible. The Last Hope actually kills Master of Waves, right? So that seems fine. And Collective Brutality to kill Master of Waves too. I feel like this, just like I'm just boarding from killing most of the things to killing all of the things. Like put a Dark Confidant into play and just ride him to victory. I forget. Do I have? Well, we have actual Bobs here. We do have Bobs. I don't have to call him Dark Confidant. We have Robert himself. Oh no, I spilled my drink because I am a giant horrible mess. I'll be right back. I'm going to submit. I'm just going to kill all the things. Pretty easy mulligan here. Just one Lando, not very good against the Spreading Seas deck. Yeah, seems great. Got 2 Dark Confidants is a little bit medium. I'm gonna bottom this Liliana. Maybe they have a removal for the first one. They did show us Wanderwine hub, so that implies that they might have like Path to Exile or something like that in their deck. Tarmogoyf's not a bad draw. I'm gonna go ahead and lead on this Blackcleave Cliffs. No, maybe this was wrong. They could have Spreading Seas on 2 here. If they have Spreading Seas on 2, which it looks like we're about to get spread. So yeah, that was super wrong. Remember that time I played the wrong land on 1? That time I played the wrong land on 1? Pepperidge Farm remembers. Pepperidge Farm remembers pretty vividly that time that Hoagland played the wrong land on 1. But I want this Blood Crypt is a real question. Part of me, I need a black source, right? I think I'm gonna get this Overgrown Tomb here. Like, we would be super far ahead if I'd have played the fetch land there. Like, I had in my head, I didn't want to fetch shock if they played a Lord, but I should have just been okay with that, I think. Right. Give me a Master of Waves, they drew a card. Bobby, find me a land! Running 3 drops. That's basically like drawing a land, right? Like, you know what I need right now? Running 3 drops. Play another Dark Confidant out here because my balls are huge. I haven't watched the current season. I've watched seasons 1 and seasons 2. The deck list is actually, I added it to my tapped out page. I was such a proactive go-getter today. If they offer this trade, I'm taking it. That's why I played this other one out here. If they don't offer the trade, I guess we're drawing 3 cards, you know. Details. Yep, snapping that. Cool. Lands! Woo! Mana! Alright, so... I guess I'm just playing this Tarmogoyf, right? It's like this into this. The problem with the discard is that the games you're winning turn into top deck wars, and you just like you don't want to get too far behind. Like you could definitely, okay, so this is gonna tap by, I think I'm willing to trade Bob here since I drew another land. I need to keep my life total high anyways. Am I willing to trade here? That's so close. I think I'm just gonna take this hit here. Or draw to Bobby. So Liliana the Veil. Oh, we don't have untapped red sources in our deck, do we? It's a little awkward. No basic swamp. Alright, well, let's push this guy off a cliff. And then play Scavenging Ooze. I mean, my opponent's only ahead in this game because I sequenced my lands wrong. Like, if I just sequenced my lands correctly, my opponent would be much farther behind right now. We've been disrupted since turn 2, and we wouldn't have been disrupted on our second turn if I'd have sequenced my lands correctly. So, like, the fact that they're ahead right now because I made a mistake doesn't mean, like, I should... Oh, and then they have this. Oh, I have Liliana the Last Hope to kill this, though, so that's fine. Lands, please. I mean, that's kind of a land. Alright, play that. This... You're my last hope, Liliana, please! I need you! Don't bring me down. Oh, don't bring me down. Bobby! Don't do me wrong, Bob. Robert, do not do me dirty, Bob. I'm counting on you to help us get across the finish line. Don't kill me, big Barbarino. We've got 4 troops between the 2 bins here, but unfortunately I'm a little choked up on green mana. I put some 4-drops in my deck, didn't I? I feel like I put some 4-drops in my deck. God bless America, my country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, of the icing. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Alright, so we're lightning bolting our own Bob. I'm just want to make sure we've covered everything here. Bob's gonna bite it at the end of turn here. Sorry, Bob, but you're playing for the right. Remember, like that was so on point too. Just like we put 4-drops in our deck, right? Immediately flip a 4-drop to Dark Confidant. Just like couldn't even write it better. What do we got here? Don't spread me. Silvergill Adept revealing another Harbinger of the Tides. Deal. And we grind this up. This Last Hope, she's a pretty lady. This is actually, so people have asked me about the new Planeswalker rule and my thoughts on it. I think this is one of the archetypes that really gets a big boost because this deck really wants to play both Liliana the Veil. Like, honestly, I think it's not active yet. I think you probably play like 2 of these in the main deck of this deck, seriously. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and bolt my Bob. I'm bolting as opposed to K-commanding because I want to play around, like, Spell Pierce nonsense. And, like, even if they can prevent this somehow, I'm gonna be able to gain some life with my Scavenging Ooze here. So we're not just dead to the Dark Confidant, but we're getting, like, closer to dead. Bobby, you are dead! Big Bobski Poo. Alright, let's eat that one. We're gonna, like, stabilize hard and fast here. It feels like we're gonna stabilize hard and fast here. Just a draw step. Bob would have done us dirty. Why you're off the team, Bob. Alright, so I only have 1 red source. It feels bad. I get like Unified Willed here and feel miserable. They're gonna flash in this Harbinger of the Tides though if I don't do anything. I think we just play the Huntmaster, right? If I get Unified Willed, I'm gonna be sad, but I feel like that's not a card they bring in this matchup. And it's just resolved, so that's like a big green light for us. Island Walklord would be a sad face. You're not wrong. That's a reason to... Yeah, maybe this was a mistake. This was 10 out of 10 a mistake. Yep, I agree. I have punted the ball. You're dead. Oh no, am I dead? I'm probably dead. Oh, I'm not dead! I forgot. This is a No Justice stream. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Jeff Hoagland, and there is no justice on this stream. I think playing the Huntmaster of the Fells is wrong because we have islands, but you know, if you're ever presented with the choices of being lucky or being good, always choose to be lucky. Being lucky is so much better than being good. Just like unreasonably better than being good. And we're just gonna pass the turd here, right? Like, I'm not playing it. I don't want to attack in with the Scavenging Ooze into another Harbinger, I don't think. Rogue with the 15-month resubscription. Thank you for the continued support. Long time. Welcome back. Don't want to ship with some of this stuff. I feel like I need to pressure them a little bit, right? Nah, I'm just gonna pass here. We're gonna take this game over really quick if they don't have an instant here. Oh, baby. Trigger. Target you, target this friendo. I don't want to kill the Curse Catcher even though it has an annoying effect because my Liliana the Last Hope can kill this Curse Catcher next turn. So I can gain 2 life and I can kill something here. Silvergill Adept revealing Master of Waves. That Master of Waves, not particularly good in the face of Liliana the Last Hope. I can't play 2 spells at their end step, can I? I can play 2 spells on my next turn, though. Let's eat this. I should probably cast this Terminate before I do anything else, right? Let's just go ahead and terminate this. And I'm just casting that Terminate because I'm choked on red sources and, like, I've got plenty of red spells. Gosh, that's wonderful. Alright, well, let's do this. They lose 2 life. I just want to drain them here with this. Yeah, I'm just going to drain them with this, actually. I think that's fine. I don't really care about the cards in their hand. And I'm going to cast this, this Scavenging Ooze. And then I'm going to go ahead and flip this Ravager of the Fells here. I'm just going to swing with all these dorks. Let's do it. Oh, shoot. Do they have a Harbinger? Oh, God. Oh, they didn't bounce my Ravager. Deal. I'm still dead to a Lord, aren't I? I should probably start counting. Am I dead to a Lord? I'm dead to land plus Lord, and we know one of their cards is a Master. I should be in the clear here. Awesome, Jin. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Pretty sure we know. Wait, why is there a Master of the Waves in my revealed card zone? This says Jeff Hoagland's revealed card zone. I certainly did not. Oh, Magic Online. Oh, Magic Online. How sad is my opponent going to be when I kill this, Liliana this, and then kill them next turn? Going to be pretty sad, right? Their employment's been terminated. Sure. Oh no! My opponent didn't want to play Magic anymore. Come back, opponent. Alright. The mono removal spells deck has bested the mono creatures deck in our first match of the evening with Goblin Rabblemaster Jund. I apologize for the Yu-Gi-Oh card that has found its way into my Magic deck, but, you know, it is what it is. Beggars won't be choosers. Playing some Modern for the first time in a while tonight. Hope everyone is enjoying themselves. Awesome, Jin. I appreciate that. And the 100K probably had a slightly larger coverage budget than we did. We literally did that coverage with just equipment I had at home that I owned from doing paper Magic. Look, I saw this card. I'm like, this is the first time I've seen this card not in a deck that's like trying to cheese people out with Blood Moons, and I was like, yeah, I wanna Rabblemaster some people. This hand looks great. It's got kill your thing, draw some cards. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! All right, we're gonna take a 2-second vote here in chat. Do we? All right. Vote. I'm going to let y'all decide the fate. And for those of you that are at home watching on YouTube, the voting right now is play it out because we hate ourselves or move on to the next match. No, this means it's real Tron. I'm gonna play the Shockland tap just to confirm they're playing real Tron. Oh no! Play it out because we hate ourselves as winning! Oh no! We've got Goblin Rabblemaster! Let's go! Maddie with the real truths. Oh no! They're gonna have turn 3 Tron! How could we win? We could never. This is why democracy doesn't work. I mean, I've already paid for the league, right? So, like, it's just get off my. If y'all are gonna find it entertaining to watch me flail here against the unwinnable matchup for a little bit, like, you know, it's like, so it's funny, right? Like, I talked about the couple of mistakes that we made in the last match. Definitely had a couple of suboptimal sequencing decisions there, but you know, overall, I think, you know, Modern, like every format and every TCG, there's a lot of play to a lot of these matches. That being said, my opponent has found their third Tron piece here, and Modern just has a lot of matchups in it. A lot of your matches in Modern are decided before you even sit down for the match. A lot of them are decided when you just register your deck list, and like that's fine, right? Like it's not a big deal. You have to be okay losing these games of Magic that you usually didn't have a chance in this format, and that's fine. Like, there are enjoyable, interesting games of Magic in Modern once you get past the frustrating ones. Eventually, they're playing green-red Tron, so, like, don't even have good black cards in their deck. That being said, like, I'm sure there's an Ugin or a Karn coming down here, and we'll just, like, weep silently. Oh, yeah! Just, alright, I'm done. I'm done, folks. We're done with this one. We're done. I believe they're gonna find the minus... All right. So, Jadine has these 3 Fulminator Mages in her board. because she's delusional and thinks we can win this matchup. But God bless her. We're gonna give it the old college best here. Maybe this Ancient Grudge is fine. Grim Lavamancer is probably. I guess it attacks. Feel about Collective Brutality. That card's got to be pretty terrible. Green Blacktron. I think green Blacktron is the best. I actually have an article on Gathering Magic about Green Blacktron in Modern from last month sometime. What do I want to cut here? I've got one more cut. Most of our cards aren't particularly good here. I think Terminate's actually worse than these Lightning Bolts, these Grim Lavamancers. Oh, Terminate's probably better than Abrupt Decay. Marginally so. We're like comparing smoldering turds here. I'm like, which of these smoldering turds is slightly less stanky? At least the nice thing about playing against Tron in Modern is that our death is swift, right? Like, they're not going to grind us out like Lantern Control, where we have to, like, sit here if we want to get every percentage point. Like, when Tron does its thing, you understand that the game is over and there's no coming back. This hand doesn't have a Fulminator Mage in it, but I don't think we can mulligan a hand like this on the play. It's like turn 1 Dork, turn 2 Dork, and just, like, apply some pressure. The Thoughtseize is actually a fantastic draw here. Dark Law, if you click the link to my personal website or go to jeffhoagland.com, on the Magic the Gathering page on jeffhoagland.com, there's a link to all of my Gathering Magic articles. Hex isn't Magic Online. They don't need to patch to ban a card. Actually, I'm gonna Thoughtseize here first, I think, because I might just play a Tarmogoyf for a Dark Confidant this turn. Thragtusk and Tron pieces. All right, well, let's take the Thragtusk away, and then yeah, we need to kill our opponent, right? So I'm just gonna go ahead and fetch a Stomping Ground here, and then put this Tarmogoyf in play. Attack my opponent for 3. They do have 0 downtime patching, which is great. Unlike Magic Online, and I wish I was kidding, requires a full client rebuild to patch a card. They got Sanctum of Ugin because they already had Tron. I mean, like, and so, like, I like the Tron deck, and, you know, people always say, oh, the Tron player is so lucky, yada, yada, yada. The Tron deck is like 8 cantrips and a bunch of tutors, and the deck basically just is a bunch of redundant Magic cards. So, like, the fact that they redrew this Thragtusk, like, their deck's only, like, 45 cards plus Ancient Stirring, so, like, and Ancient Stirring, like, Ancient Stirring is better than Ponder in a deck like Tron. Like, it's very powerful. Fulminator Mage. So you're saying I has a chance this game, Tron player? From the dead side of Magic Online. Honestly, they need to just start over, right? An MTG Arena could be that start over from them. I'm sure whatever code base is powering Magic Online in this current state is just like so spaghettied you just don't even want to look at it. And I'd almost bet you even money that whoever they have there, so they have Ghost Quarter, Power Plant, Star, Sanctum, so going to blow the tower up here. Oh, this is kind of a mistake because you should always blow up not the tower because Tron players are lucky and they always redraw a tower. Like, I am certain that whatever talented people they do have, and I'm sure they have some talented individuals even if the pay is not great, what's the word I'm searching for? That they are... Now, my brain is gone. Oh, that they're just spending most of their time putting out fires rather than actually being able to be productive. Hopefully this Dark Confidant doesn't kill us. Well, it's not the greatest. Let's Inquisition you. I guess this rebuys my Fulminator Mage. Man, got got lands, opponent. Yeah, since they have redundant Tron pieces all around, I'm going to go and attack with this Dark Confidant, because I can Grim Lavamancer this down and then play another one. So they have a land in their bin. I have 2 sorceries, so shoot that now. Confidant into play. I assume we're going to see another power plant come down here. Oh, do we hit Sylvan Scrying? Beanstone, maybe? We need the Battlegrounds 100% playthrough sometime. We did neglect to finish Battlegrounds, you're not wrong. Alright, what you got over here? Have something. They have the Oblivion Stone. Okay, they didn't want to play it out into... They know we have the Kolaghan's command. Yeah, look at that. Get that. Junded him out here. Took a game off of the big meanie Tron player. Meanie Bobini Tron player. Did I ever go back to Knife Cat? I didn't stream it, but I've actually been playing a bunch of Skyrim. I created a new character because I wanted to play something that was using magic, but... yeah, I've got a lot of hours logged on Skyrim recently. The game's a lot of fun. It's like the first actual video game I've played in a long time. Yeah, I don't really think I want to change anything here. There could be an argument that like this Huntmaster and this Pia and Kiran Nalaar are like better than this Abrupt Decay. I think I'd accept that argument in the abstract. Let's bring the Pia in. I'm gonna keep this. It's a discard spell into a clock. Just like hope they have one of their hands where it's only got 1 threat in it and they brick off for a little bit. I'm gonna discard on 1 just in case we draw a 2-drop we want to play on 2. Ancient Stirring, Scrying, Oblivion Stone, and this is it. Like I said, their deck is just like mono cantrips, so I guess I'll take the Sylvan Scrying here. That's the guaranteed Tron piece, but they're going to get a bunch of looks at this 3rd Tron piece. Here they get a draw step, they've got a star, they've got an Ancient Stirring, that's 7 cards alone, and they get an 8th card next turn before they draw. And they draw again. Scrying is definitely the take there, but they are pretty likely to hit their mine here. If not on this, then in the 3 other draws that they have before they need to play it out. Okay, Expedition Map. Also, again, just like the deck is cantrips and tutors. Man, watch us draw the Pia. That could have been an Abrupt Decay. All right, another land. Perfect. Got him on the ropes here. So they're not going to have turn 3 Tron, which gives us an opportunity to... This gives us an opportunity to draw a Fulminator Mage here and keep them off of it for a turn. We know they have Oblivion Stone. Do I want to take this O-Stone? Probably. Sure. I guess we take the Ulamog so we don't get Ulamog next turn. God bless you, Thoughtseize. Kinda. Yeah, I mean, if they're reasonable, I reserve the right to refuse the donation deck list, but yeah, I will take people's money and play bad decks if they look entertaining. Now they get to play their Tron piece, and they get to cycle this into something scary. They have their draw step to hit something scary. They have Ancient Stirrings that are redraws at something scary. Just like there's a lot of scaries to be had on the other side of the table. And look, there's a scary. You know, so long, Raging Ravine, my old friend. Ooh, we're taking a card from my hand. Sure, that makes sense. Into O-Stone, Maelstrom Pulse. Man, the 1 spell we drew this game was pretty good. I think we're obligated to run a little bit hotter than this if we're going to have a chance in this matchup. This matchup's pretty terrible, but we definitely need to run a little bit better than we've run here to have a fighting chance. I mean, I didn't think we could win when they played the first Tron piece on turn 1, game 1, but chat wanted us to give it the old college try, so here we are. Alright, they have a Ghost Quarter to beat this. We can draw Maelstrom Pulse. And I mean, like, you know, that's the Fulminator Mage. We drew our sideboard card. The opponent is certainly moderning better than we are. Their deck has a more powerful linear game plan, which is often where you want to be in Modern. They have Sanctum of Ugin and 2 cards we don't know in their hand. I wouldn't be too surprised to see this Karn eat my Raging Ravine. Are we trading this O-Stone for my Goblin token? So, this is why... Huh, okay. So we're gonna Sylvan Scrying back into another one here. And then we're gonna Karn my token, I assume. This is totally unfair. My deck costs twice as much money as my opponent's. Yep. So they have Sanctum of Ugin, and they're going to get a Power Plant to replay here. Do you have a big booty dude? Yeah, I mean, the good news is this Oblivion Stone doesn't kill my Raging Ravine. Exalted in Hex means that the artwork in that article talking about me getting their Exalted Reward means that that likeness of me will be put onto a Hex card. Maybe I'm supposed to keep that land so I can keep this Ancient Grudge in my hand. That's possible. Right, we've traded O-Stone for my Goblin. If I had another Raging Ravine here, we might actually be okay. We're probably not going to do Hex today. We're going to do Hex tomorrow afternoon when the Lasgard's Vengeance ban goes into effect. Oh, they're going to go ahead and call it a day to their next threat there. We didn't draw a lot of spells that game, but we also kept a kind of mana-heavy hand. I think keeping a hand like that's defensible. I think that's the type of hand you need to keep in a matchup like this to win the game, to give yourself the best possible chance to win. We had a discard spell into a threat, so we did win an entire game. Do you have any input on the card, like Old Magic one, or just the art? Just the art for that. I do not have. I don't believe I get input on the design of the card. This hand's a little mana heavy like the previous one, but this one's got 2 Raging Ravines in it, and I'm on the play with like discard spell into Tarmogoyf here, so like let's do it. All right, so this is the worst Tron deck. This Tron deck's got to be like infinitely more beatable for us, right? What am I supposed to take here? My gut says I'm supposed to take this Expedition map out of their hand. How do we feel, chat fam? It's like a pretty important decision. My gut says take the map. Maybe taking the Dismember is right because I have this Tarmogoyf. Their deck's not very good at assembling Tron. So, yeah, I think I'm going to take the Expedition map. So by taking this map, like, they're going to be pretty far off of this card. Like, I'm going to have to draw spells to win this game, so, like... It's decent. I think I'm going to play the Raging Ravine tapped as opposed to playing the Tarmogoyf out here. Because the Tarmogoyf lets them use their mana this turn for Dismember. It's, like, mana efficient for both of us, but, like, not exciting for me. In the end, it doesn't even matter anymore. That's a real awkward draw against Walking Ballista. It's a real awkward draw against Walking Ballista. I guess I'm playing the Tarmogoyf out. Playing this, passing the turn. No, we beat Merfolk in the first round. This is our third match. We've played against Tron lands twice so far. Running firmly below average in the pairings lottery, is what it is sometimes. It's a good pickup. Their hand is Ballista, Karn, Dismember right now, and we are probably losing this Liliana the Veil. Matt with the truths. Alright, so we're gonna play 3/4 Tarmogoyf. I'm gonna play Dark Confidant out here because if my opponent misses their 4th land, they'll be obligated to trade the Ballista for the Dark Confidant, which maybe this was actually a reason to play the Bob last turn. Well, I guess they could Dismember this, right? If we had a Dismember to the mix, though, the Tarmogoyfs become 4/5s, which is nice. There's the Cavern of Souls. That means this Walking Ballista is gonna come down here for X's 2 and then shoot the Dark Confidant, I assume. No blocks. So long, Bobby, my old friend. Do 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 do. I feel like I'm just supposed to smash here. Definitely firing this up 10 out of 10. Maybe I'm supposed to have fetch shocked there, actually. So, the question becomes, do I want to trade... Do I want to attack with this one, too? This one holds all of their guys at bay, so I think I'm just going to ship like this. They could go like... Yay! I top 32 to the legacy thing. Woo! I could block this plus shoot. I think I'm okay with that trade. That's a totally reasonable and beatable Magic card. Like on the list of cards I am glad to see on the other side of the table, Wormcoil Engine completely towards the top. Oh no! God, they drew an Endbringer too? Just a 5/5. Good. That's fine. I played Eldrazi Stompy. It's not a good scene. Holy crap, this is just a wasteland too, because I have both my basics in play. Nope. I think I'm supposed to fire up here and just try and kill them. Winning this game involves getting a little bit lucky. Oh, right, they have a Dismember. Yeah, we're just dead on the backswing, right? We'll make sure they Dismember the right thing. But this attack was bad. I don't think we're winning this game regardless. Their hand is Dismember, Wormcoil, Karn. I have it up here. Oh, wait. Dismember doesn't kill this Tarmogoyf. Knock, 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 knock. Please Dismember my Tarmogoyf. There's no instance in the graveyards. Oh god, you're gonna Dismember it right now? Oh! Please miss your land drop! Magic the Gathering! Oh, baby! Oh, baby! My Tarmogoyf's a 0-1! We are the champion. No! There's no justice in the world. Just actual none. Actual 0. Maybe we could draw a second bolt or a Kolaghan's command. We could draw a second bolt or a Kolaghan's command. Come on. Come on. Please. 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 I forgot. This is the No Justice stream. Whoever makes the most. So usually I'm the one making the most mistakes. So that having it be a No Justice stream works out in my favor. But unfortunately, it's a didn't you say yourself, what a sham. The sham wows, if you would. Modern has decision points to make. Every format in Magic is going to have games that you lose where you genuinely don't make any mistakes. I don't know that we didn't make any mistakes this game, but our opponent definitely miffed up this Dismember, right? Like, miffed up that Dismember real bad. And like, this is probably a 1-of Wormcoil. I'm gonna jump block with this Raging Ravine here. Oh. Yeah, right, that's a thing. They're going to 7. Yeah, we're just dead. What's this? Lightning Bolt's pretty bad. Fulminator Mage is pretty reasonable. I guess Engineered Explosives is fine. You can kill Chalice. Do I really care about Chalice the Void? I don't. Inquisition seems medium. Ancient Grudge seems fine. I think Fatal Push is fine for killing Thought Not Seers. Not killing the bigger dorks kind of sucks, but it is what it is. I think these extra 4-drops are probably better than these Inquisitions. It's pretty clean, easy in, easy out. Lava Man's like not stellar, but I don't know that it's worse than any of these cards I just put into my sideboard. I mean, yep. Okay, opponent mold to 6. Get a Blood Crypt with this. Get a basic forest with my Verdant. Nah, who am I kidding? We're probably just shocking with that too. We need double black. We've only gotten Tron 2 of our 3 matches. Holy diva. Look, I saw Goblin Rabblemaster in Jadine's list from the Open, and I got excited because I really like Goblin Rabblemaster, and I wanted to play Goblin Rabblemaster in a fair setting. Come on, Bobby, don't do me dirty, Bob. God bless, Bob. Bobski Poo! Bobski Poo! Big Bobarino here, giving us the Stomping Ground. No, traveling to play paper Magic tournaments is just a huge expense. I'd much rather stay home and play digital events online. Hex has 2 $1,000 cash tournaments every single weekend, and Magic Online has their challenge events every Saturday and Sunday as well. So like I can double queue a Hex cash tournament with a Magic Online tournament that pays out reasonable prizes, and just like not leave my house and still play competitive stuff. Hang boy, huh? Awkward. Oh, I flipped the wrong one there. Maybe that's not the end of the world. It's a Tarmogoyf time. I feel like it's Tarmogoyf time. I went 3-3. I played Eldrazi Stompy. The deck was really bad. Like, exceptionally bad. I think we're just decaying this abruptly. It can grow larger. If you live in the United States, they'll send you a check for cash. If you're outside of the United States, I believe it's PayPal. The cash prizes go to the top 4 competitors in their $1,000 cash tournaments, and in-game prizes go down to the top 32 players every week. I have 2 troops between the 2 crypts here, so Scavenging Ooze. Hey, Bobby! Bobby is doing us solids here. I think I'm just gonna go to attack with this Tarmogoyf. If he wants to block with the Battery Shaper to draw a card, that's fine. So we got Scavenging Ooze to follow it up. And I would assume you would need to get a PayPal account. Bob's my boy. Yeah, alright. Eldrazi Temple. Man, my body is ready for something really awful to happen to us next turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You go land Endbringer, maybe. He's got normal bank transfer to Germany. That's good to know. Sweet. Yeah, I don't know the details. I just know I get a check when I cash their events. And I haven't looked at the other details because check works for me. It's the worst version of the deck for this specific matchup. This matchup isn't good for the deck that we are playing, but this matchup is much, much better than, this matchup is much, much better for us than traditional Tron. Traditional Tron is much better against the Jund-style deck than Eldrazi Tron is. I think, objectively speaking, just based on results, Eldrazi Tron is certainly the better deck, just being results-based, right? Like, and there's some merit to being results-based with the smaller things in Magic for sure. I think I want to just get my Fulminator Mage back. Return a creature to my hand, shock that, and then we'll play this Liliana the Veil and Edict this Reality Smasher, and then attack them for 10. Seems decent. We are 1-1 and down a game in this match here against Eldrazi Tron, but this game's going pretty well. Maybe we will get a game the 3rd in this set. Even like Jund is like barely a deck, right? So Jadean, no, my poor Tarmogoyfs. That's sad. I really liked my Tarmogoyfs. Womp womp. So Tarmogoyf's power toughness equal to the amount of card types. And then they hit Tron. That is completely reasonable and beatable. Completely reasonable and beatable. Reach and discard a card. I think I'm discarding this Dark Confidant. discarded a card. Well, they know they're losing Tron this turn, I guess, right? They know I'm taking them off of Tron because we got a Fulminator Mage back with our Kolaghan's command. We took them off a Power Plant last time, so we will kill the Power Plant again here. Then post-combat, we're going to play this Rabblemaster because I don't want my opponent to gain 6. Goblin Rabblemaster makes a token that's required to attack. I mean, I don't think it's any more bold to show up to a Magic tournament with Jund than it is to show up to a, you know, a Modern tournament with, say, what's another tier 3 deck? I don't know, Cheerios? So, the problem with a card like Aegis of the Gods is that the Scapeshift decks will just bolt it and then kill you. They're one of the Valakut, they can like use their Valakut trigger to kill the Aegis and then they'll kill you. And you're cacking on my Liliana. I guess I can Edict this and then Abrupt Decay one of the tokens and then like maybe we're in an okay spot. Yeah, I guess I'm chumping here with this Rabblemaster. Am I chumping with the Rabblemaster or am I chumping with the Tarmogoyf? The Rabblemaster's probably a quicker clock. The Tarmogoyf I have more control over, though. I'm jumping with one of these two. I want the Bob to draw me more cards. We need to draw removal to power through this. And like Scavenging Ooze could get us some life here, so like I'm not super worried about dying to the Dark Confidant. Famous last words, I know. Not worried about dying to the Confidant. My 4-drop is in my hand, people. The Bob gets to live. This is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh, I can actually deal 14 on the backswing, can't I? Is this actually? I can make this +3. Oh, but if I make this +3, it makes the Goyf -1. I could try and kill them on the backswing here, because this makes Tarmogoyf larger. I don't hate that. I like trying to kill them on the backswing. 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and this is 14. Yeah, let's no blocks and kill them on the backswing, especially since they're going at Liliana here. Good line, JMP. Alright, that's fine. They're going to be dead to a removal spell off the top here. A removal spell that can kill Thoughtseize here. Let's be specific here. Things are going to be bad for us no matter how we cut it. Are they still dead to removal spell on this Thoughtseize here? Maybe. It really is a no justice stream, huh? So if we'd have drawn, say, Terminate, we'd have killed this and had 12, 13, 14. So Terminate would have been lethal. What if I attack with both of these? They chump here. We deal 4. We deal 10 to them. We chump this on the backswing. I think I like this attack. No, I think the way things worked out, I like it wasn't great for us. Yeah, we have a lot of pressure here. I agree. I don't think we're 100% out of the game. We're not in a good spot, but like we're definitely not 100% out of the game. Oh, chump and decay our own Rabblemaster. I like that. I like that. Leave a green up. Should have played the Blackcleave Cliffs. Should have put the Blackcleave Cliffs into play. That's a good line. Decay to deny lifelink. They're dead then, right? We get to decay whatever they block. This is exactly lethal. This is exactly lethal. That they drew a brick too. God bless us, everyone. And they know we have this Abrupt Decay. So they go block, block, and then take 4 because we're going to Abrupt Decay whatever the Worm Coil blocks. Dead. Alright. Alright. Do I want to change anything? I feel like I don't. Any comments, questions, concerns from the peanut gallery on the cards we have in our reserves here versus the things I currently have in my main deck? Dark Confidant versus Walking Ballista is a scotch awkward. How do we feel about this engineered explosives in the face of Hangerback Walker and Walking Ballista? I like the idea of Kitchen Finks. That card blocks, and like this card's kind of medium. Kind of like the idea. Kind of like the idea of this. Good. Cleans up Worm Coil tokens too. Sounds like not super exciting, but it's like fine, right? I think I play the Blooming Marsh on 1 so I can kill a... Unless they play a BAP. If they play a BAP, I'm going to play this. I'll play this tapped. I'm just going to play this and pass back here with the Fatal Push-Up. Push a Hangerback or a Walking Ballista here. Here's the map. 2 shots at a land. Fortunately, not a land. I'm just gonna put this in tapped. I'm a little sad if they go Temple. Temple Squidbilly. I changed exactly 1 card in this deck list from the open. I'm just a... No... This is how my day in the Legacy Challenge went. Just, like, keep 2 lands on the draw and die. Having never drawn a land. Double Dismember. I mean, the good news is we got their only threat. Am I supposed to take one of these Dismembers since I have a Terminate for this Endbringer? I probably am, right? I probably am. How do we feel about taking a Dismember? I kind of like taking a Dismember. Feel like I need to kill them. Little did we know that this Rabblemaster was the same thing as that Thoughtseize. I would have just taken a Dismember out of their hand. I'll correct this. They'll go with their last Tron piece. Land, please. Untapped. Leave my forests in my deck, or my basics in my deck for this. I'm gonna blow up the power plant that they just went to get. Probably see them cycle a relic here. I mean, I've got a lot of removal for threats. I don't have that many threats myself. Hopefully we draw an untapped land here so I can play Huntmaster. That way my Rabblemaster doesn't get dismembered. Tap land kind of sucks. I think I'm obligated to play the Rabblemaster here just so I get to use my mana for the turn. Like, it's gonna get dismembered 10 out of 10. Ooh, we got a token out of it because they didn't have a stop. This is the Dismember of Shame right here after I get the token. So they have Tower, Endbringer, and then one card we don't know. Might steal this game. This is the cycle this. Nope, this is a map. Okay. So they do that. And they still can't cast this Endbringer this turn. I'm not even sure if Jund would run Bloodbraid, in all honesty. Probably a couple. It's probably better than some of these other things, but genuinely don't 100% know for sure. All right, that's the thing, I guess. This. They have Endbringer, Tower, and then one card we don't know, so we're probably going to get Ulamoged and concede the game next turn. Ow. All I have to say is, MTG Arena, auto-tapping your lands correctly, that's definitely something I'm in for. Please, please, WotC. Please, WotC, in. Gonna cycle this Relic yet? Or are we waiting for a Tarmogoyf to show up? The fact that they're not cycling this Relic makes me really scared, because it means they have good things in their hand, and then they don't need to draw more. Please just play an Endbringer. Please just play an Endbringer. This is a Karn. Gristlebrand is the type of deck that's not good enough for me to spend my own money playing, but if someone wanted to send me money to pay for the league, I would play Gristlebrand for people's entertainment on someone else's dime. But remember, these leagues cost me 12 bucks a pop, so I have to think a deck's reasonably competitive for me to, like, spend my own money on it. Yeah, Dreadbore would be nice here, right? Alright, I mean... if they just, like, brick off for, like, 12 more turns... I'm really surprised they haven't popped this Relic yet. They're being really conservative with it. They have Ghost Quarter. And, like, taking them off of a Ghost Quarter isn't significant mana disruption, because they just, like, have so much colorless mana anyway, so I'd rather hold up the Terminate than, like, trade their Ghost Quarter for my Raging Ravine. Yep. Hopefully they're just drawing Thought Not Seers or Reality Smashers. This is All Is Dust, or another card. Yep. Alright, at this point, might as well make him do it. We're going to want to hold this fetch land for a Fatal Push. And like I said, I'm just using my mana this turn because we don't have anything else to do with it. This card just reads target opponent sacrifices a Ghost Quarter. Then it's the basic forest out of our deck. And like, now we're in a top deck race against someone that has like all the mana in the world, so... well, this is just Walking Ballista. Please not Hanger Back Walker. Ugh. Well, we tried. Guess we have an Engineer Explosives in our deck, right? Push this off a cliff. Again, holding this fetch land for Fatal Push that's in our hand. Okay. No. Sorry. All right, 2 shots at Engineer Explosives here. This is another Bob. That one's fine. It just we can beat all of the Endbringers currently. Fetch the thin, so we've got 1 out here. Oh, I guess we have Maelstrom Pulse too, right? So we have 2 outs. Technically, we're not dead. In the technical aspect of the word, we are not dead this turn. All right, it's another land for them. Am I fatal pushing this Bob? I feel like I'm supposed to fatal push this Bob. Means I'm gonna fetch this to thin the last land out of my deck. Alright, we tried. Alrighty. Man, it wasn't coming for a while, huh? Right, while we're waiting for the next match to pop, I would just like to say good morning, afternoon, and good night to everyone, wherever you're at in the world. Thanks for joining us here. My name is Jeff Hoagland. I'm a TCG player and content producer. If you're just coming over from the open, welcome. We're hanging out, playing some Modern here this evening. We're trying out JD Clonperrin's Rabblemaster Jund decklist. We're currently 1-2 after taking a couple of losses to various Tron strategies. If you're enjoying what you see, please hit that follow button. It doesn't cost you anything. It helps other people find my stuff. If you're really enjoying what you see and want to help support me vomiting money in more Magic Online leagues, you could do so in a couple of different ways. The first is by subscribing on Twitch, and it's currently September, a Twitch promotion where all new subscribers are half off this month. So if you've been considered subscribing in the past, that was a great time to do it for the first time. You can also support my content by supporting my sponsors. MTGOtraders.com will love to buy and sell Magic Online cards with you. If you use code Hoagland PayPal at checkout with them, you'll save 8% on all of your singles orders. CoolStuffInc.com buys and sells a lot of cool stuff, including TCG singles. Using promo code Jeff5, you could save 5% on your orders of Magic, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh cards with them. InkedGaming.com can help you customize your gaming experience. Using code Jeff12, you could save 12% on custom playmats, mouse pads, and sleeves with them. You can upload your own custom artwork that you have the right to redistribute, or you can choose from their wide selection of artwork they have on their website. And finally, SpareDeck.com, they offer kind of a unique service. Let's say you would like to try to jund some people out in a paper tournament. You don't own all of these expensive cards. You can rent a physical Modern or Standard deck from Spare Deck, and using code Hoagland7, you can save 7% on your rental cost. I've used them a lot. I used them for a lot of my physical events last year, and when I play physical events occasionally still, I do use them, because I don't really own that many paper Magic cards. Yeah, it sounds fine, right? Like, we don't have turn 1 discard into turn 2 play, but, like, hand's okay. I don't enjoy the play patterns that those decks create, AK Cracker, and I play Magic predominantly to have fun. Even when you are winning a significant amount in Magic, you are not winning enough to make up for the fact that if you're not having fun, it's not worthwhile. Like, if I'm going to play Magic and it's going to feel like a chore, would rather just, like, go do actual work that pays me a real amount of money, as opposed to, like, what winning Magic tournaments pays. Looks like we're playing against Burn here. Being on the play with a bunch of Tarmogoyfs is pretty good against Burn. So this is our second opponent tonight, who is learning how Tarmogoyf works. Had someone dismember a 4/5 Tarmogoyf without an instant in the bin, and this opponent just bolted a Tarmogoyf without a instant in the bin. Ghost Quarter, I'm not sure what Ghost Quarter means. Lava Spike, Ghost Quarter, not quite sure. Let's do story time. Let's do story time with Jeff Hoagland. While I was, what was I? I was 6-1 in an open. I was 6-0. We were undefeated in round 7 of a modern open. And I had 2 Tarmogoyfs on the table, and there were no instants in the bin. And I tapped my land drawing here because we were telling a story. I drew an Inquisition, and I can't cast it now, not that it probably matters. And there's no instants in the bin, and I've got 2/2/3 Tarmogoyfs on the table. My opponent on the other side of the table is playing Blue-Red Twin, and they Lightning Bolt one of my Tarmogoyfs. And after they announce, I like verify that they're targeting the Tarmogoyf, they put their Lightning Bolt in the bin, and I explain to my opponent how the rules work, and we call a judge over, and they confirm that this is in fact how Magic works, and my Tarmogoyf's going to live as a 3/4. My opponent then casts a Snapcaster Mage, and I'm like, do they just like level the crap out of me here? And they target their Lightning Bolt with the Snapcaster Mage, and then they say the words that I was very happy to hear. They go, flashback Lightning Bolt targeting the same Tarmogoyf. And I had them verbally confirm yet again that they were targeting the same Tarmogoyf that already had 3 points of damage marked on it. For those that are aware, this is a perfectly legal line of play. That Tarmogoyf is still a legal target for that Lightning Bolt while it's in my opponent's discard pile. It's not a particularly good play, but it is a legal play, so I was in no way obligated to inform my opponent of how Magic worked this time, and I just nodded my head and I put my single Tarmogoyf into the bin and moved on to my turn. Man, Twin was a heck of a deck, huh? Alright, anywho, so Dark Confidants and Thoughtseizes, pretty easy to board out here. I don't know what the last 2 cards I want to bring in are, though. Is it just Fulminator Mage? They're the 2-color burn deck. I believe Shrine of Burning Rage means they are the 2-color burn deck, so Fulminator Mage gets slightly less good in that aspect, but at the same time, Thoughtseize and Dark Confidant are just, like, nowhere I want to be in life. Yeah, I think Fulminator Mage is, like, actually, like, it's mediocre. Sometimes they stumble on lands and, like, it can really punish them. I don't think Grudge is good enough. You could also just, like, argue bringing in Nihil Spellbomb just to, like, cycle it for 2 mana. They only have 4 shrines, and I'm leaving Kolaghan's Command and others in my deck. Huh. I don't think this hand is keepable. The spells in this hand are very good, but I feel like on the draw, this hand is too slow with these tap lands. Like, if one of these was a fast land, I think I'd snap this hand off. But I think with cards like Collective Brutality in my deck post-board, I have enough meaningful, impactful cards to mulligan for, while also mulliganing for a hand that has more untapped lands in it. To answer the Chuckling Adams question, the best way to get started in Hex, it depends on if you want to put in any money or not. So Hex has a full buy-sell trade secondary market. So you can just like, you know, playing Magic or MTGO or Paper Magic, you could just go to a store and buy a cheap deck. And Hex's constructed ladder is completely free to play on. So if you buy a cheap constructed deck, you can play as much competitive Hex as you want. And I actually keep a list of budget Hex decks here. Leaving a land on top, good against the Goblin Guide deck. Inquisition here. The chat is pretty far behind, isn't it? I'm going to refresh that. Thank you for pointing that out. Got Boros Charm, Bolt, Helix. I'll take the Helix. Sometimes Goyf can turn into a racing situation here. Like, they're all very similar. Like, there might be merit to taking the Boros Charm just because it's like 1 more point of damage here. So, the current top tier decks in Hex are going to change very soon. We're actually having one of the key staples in the format is banned as of 10 a.m. PST tomorrow. So, I have a list of currently top Hex decks, but those are going to shift up a little bit because the whole format's going to pivot and change slightly. So now here's a question. Do I just play this Raging Ravine tapped and then Inquisition taking one of the cards out of their hand? So we know they have Boros Charm, Lightning Bolt, Mountain. This is probably the last opportunity this Inquisition has to be a live card, and it gives me a chance to play this Raging Ravine tap, so I think I'm going to go ahead and do that here. Not surprised to see the Boros Charm fire off in response. Helix and a Bolt. Alright, we're going to take the Helix again. We're going to 10 off of this and 7 from this Bolt. Oh, twinge in my back. God, don't get old. Getting old sucks. What decks would be unlocked? Yeah, I think the Mono Blood deck increases in both potency and popularity. And I think the Sockets decks are the ones that are going to gain the biggest amount from the change. There might have been merit to fetching a basic forest here. The tier 1 Hex deck cost. That varies from season to season. Usually it's somewhere between $50 and $150. Yeah, 50 and 200 depending on the control deck this season is kind of expensive, but the aggressive decks are usually somewhere in the $50 to $80 range. We get to use this as a scry. There is a Kitchen Finks on top of my deck, so we're going to keep that one right where it is. Block here. If they want to trade Guide plus Bolt for this Tarmogoyf, I think I'm okay with that. Deal. 200 to 300 is completely unrealistic. The upper end, the most expensive deck in Hex's competitive format this season was $200. And that's like to buy it all outright starting from nothing from a retailer. You can, just like in Magic, because there's a secondary market, you can often get cheaper cards buying from third parties as opposed to the stores that all they do is sell cards. They don't have a Skullcrack either. Pretty good. And this one Kitchen Finks, MVP. I'm going to crack this so I can play this Liliana in the Veil next turn. Don't have another basic swamp, so I want to get a Shockland tapped here. Probably grab the Overgrown Tomb. I only have 1 red source, but getting more green sources is good in the event that I pick up a Scavenging Ooze. Hex is not on mobile, so unlike a lot of the digital card games that have mobile clients, Hex doesn't sacrifice gameplay for the sake of fitting on a tiny screen. There's no unit limits on what you can have in play for Hex. There's no, they don't do a bunch of stuff to make the games go quickly. Hex is, and that's one of the reasons why I really enjoy Hex, honestly, is Hex has a big focus on quality gameplay as opposed to quick, fast gameplay. In a lot of ways, Hex is like Magic Plus. I'm surprised. I thought this matchup was going to be a little bit difficult for us, and it's ending up being pretty, it seems pretty reasonable, right? They have a creature here. Attacking with the Finks is a little bit aggressive if they have a creature here, which kind of sucks. I could have waited till I could hold up this Fatal Push, but I think I'm just supposed to try and kill them, right? Toss 3 to activate, right? This is coming at me. Smart. It's, shocking them actually takes a turn off the clock. Well, I could return Tarmogoyf to play too, though. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Return target creature. Destroy target artifact. It's just going to be like Xbox huge. I mean, I like playing interactive mid-range decks like this. It's just we lost 2 matches to Tron tonight. So the modern just has some really polarizing games. Like there's like this game's had a lot of back and forth and it's been kind of interesting. I've had a lot of really cool sequencing decisions, but there's other games against the Tron decks where you're just like, my opponent played their Tron land and it was just like kind of shrug and be like, all right, well, we probably lost this and can't really do much about it. That, we're 2-2 now. Look at that. Someone asked me about MTG Arena. I have a blog post about MTG Arena. My biggest worry about MTG Arena is that I really did Magic Online lock up? Is that what's happening here? Nope. Nope. Bueller, anyone? Bueller? Start the task manager. Magic Online is using almost 2.5 gigs of RAM. So let's cut to that sponsor screen here, ladies and germs, while we reload Magic Online Arena. Right, get on back here to the fifth and final match in this league here. I mean, MTG Arena, from the pictures that it shows, it looks very, very promising. It's everything that I've wanted in a Magic client, sans the fact that they could screw up the details. Like, I have no interest in vomiting, so this deck, for instance, on Magic Online. Magic Online is expensive, there's no doubting that. But if I buy this deck for $800 on Magic Online, and then tomorrow I decide, I all of a sudden discover I have to do something, and I need actual money back out of the game, I could sell this deck for 80 to 90% of what I paid for it, that, probably more if I wait a little bit, if don't need the money right away. And with a CCG, so let's say this deck cost me $200 to build in a CCG. That $200 is just gone once I've built it. Please, dear gods in modern heaven, do not let our opponent put a Tron land on the table. They mulliganed, and we have 3 discard spells. It's like Jund Christmas, right? I am new to Jund, but I feel like this is like Jund Christmas. So, and this is important, this is a good thing for people that aren't familiar. All trading card games are collectible card games. Oh, the rack. Yep. All right. Let's do it. Cold hard. MTGO traders, they buy tickets all day at what's their going rate? 95 cents a ticket. You can cash out effects. Hex is a full buy sell trade secondary market. Dark Confidant is actually pretty good in this matchup, right? I'll take their Smallpox away because I only have 2 lands and don't want to lose one. Fun fact. If we lose this game, we're going to choose to be on the draw. But so again, different strokes for different folks. If you enjoy grinding in Hearthstone-like games, more power to you. I am an adult with 2 children, and on top of streaming, I teach at a college 1 to 2 days a week, on everything else. I don't want to spend a bunch of my time playing this awkward mini game where I work up and try and get the cards that I actually want to play with. I just want to send someone some amount of money. I'm just checking for a piece of removal here before I play this Dark Confidant. Maybe that's loose and I should just keep that Thoughtseize in my hand. That's probably loose and I should just keep that Thoughtseize in my hand. That's close. You go to mtgotraders.com, you fill a shopping cart, you hit checkout. You can import a deck list automatically. It's fantastic. All right, am I playing this land in the Scavenging Ooze? Am I playing these 3 cards out? This is if a player has 1 or fewer cards. But as a competitive player, I don't enjoy doing things like daily quests. And again, if you do, that's more power to you. How you enjoy a game is different than how I'm allowed to enjoy a game. Card games are great because there are a lot of different things to a lot of different people. I'm not wrong if I don't enjoy grinding a daily quest. It's not hard, but it occupies my time. It takes time, and time is money. And if it takes me, say, 20 or 30 minutes to do this daily quest, I could work for that 30 minutes and, you know, make half my hourly rate. Like, you're choosing to pay in your time versus choosing to pay with your money. Do I want to play this Scavenging Ooze is the question. Every trading card game is a collectible card game. Not every digital collectible card game is a trading card game. Hearthstone, Eternal, Elder Scrolls Legends, those style of games are not trading card games, but they are collectible card games because they don't allow you to trade the cards that you get. What do we think, folks? Do we like playing the Scavenging Ooze here or not? I kind of just want to kill them, right? We take 6, though. We take 6. If they draw a discard spell, I'm just going to pass. I think it's too much of a liability. I think it's too much of a liability to play. Because, like, they discard 1 card out of our hand. We're going to take a bunch of damage from these Shrieking Afflictions. No, I didn't say I don't. I only play card games for fun, but I enjoy different parts than someone who enjoys grinding. Just because I don't like playing this weird minigame. The part that I enjoy from card games is tuning decks optimally and playing in the competitive formats and figuring out what decks are good in the competitive formats. That's the part of competitive card games that I enjoy. I don't enjoy playing with suboptimal budget decks and grinding out with these bad decks so I can eventually play the good ones. It feels like I'm playing this sub game before I can actually play the game that I care about. What do I teach? I have a master's degree in mathematics, and I teach math stuff, statistics, sometimes calculus, sometimes college algebra, whatever they need. Larynx Punchworthy with the 19-month resubscription. It's a long time. Thank you for the continued support. I do appreciate it. Welcome back. Man, that's a lot of damages. Depending on Storm decks in the current Modern, but I think Storm is everything you want to be doing in Modern. It is a powerful, aggressive, linear strategy. What am I doing here? And again, if you derive enjoyment from grinding, you should do that, right? You should play games for fun. I'm saying I don't enjoy the grind, so I don't do it, and I don't want to play a game that doesn't give me the option to not do it or requires me to, like, vomit large sums of money into it to not do it. Do I want to pulse? I could pulse the Bobs, couldn't I? We could pulse the Bobs and then the Scavenging Ooze is lethal? Lily Sack 1 Confidant. I like Lily Sack 1 Confidant. That's a good line. Means we guaranteed don't die next turn. I'm going to play this Verdant Catacombs out. It really doesn't do anything for me. I'm just going to pass. And again, like I said, it's people in today's day and age, they get so defensive about things where, like, if you don't enjoy the things that I enjoy, you're saying the things that I enjoy aren't worthwhile, and it's a personal attack on me because you don't enjoy the things that I enjoy. And that's not what it is at all. People are way too defensive. It's okay to enjoy different things. People are different, and everything that you like is not going to be the same as what everyone else likes. And that's okay. It's okay to like different things. It really is. They're what's it called? They're Ensnaring Bridge deck usually, right? I want this Ancient Grudge. How do you feel about this? I feel like our discard spells aren't particularly exciting. Cut some lilies. Yeah, cutting some lilies is probably fine. Oh, can kill the rack too? Yeah, good call. CHU College Algebra to pass the clip. The flip side of that is not everything is objective, right? Like, If you're going to sit here and debate me that working in, you know, a base 10 addition system that 2 plus 2 isn't 4, you're just objectively wrong there, right? Like 2 plus 2 in a base 10 system is always going to be 4. Like that's just facts. Like not everything is subjective. We also have this problem in our society today where people don't want to hurt other people's feelings, so we have to, like, everybody gets to be right, you're not doing anything wrong, yada, yada, yada. You know what's really good against turn 1 Thoughtseize? 2-pair. 2-pair is really good against turn 1 Thoughtseize. Bring in Nihil Spellbombs. Oh, I like that. Technically, you don't own cards in any of these games. If you read the EULA and Magic Online, and I haven't actually, this is bad, I've read the Magic Online EULA, but I haven't read the Hex one recently. You technically don't own any of these. What does this card do? Each player discards 3 cards. It's kind of gross. I think I want to take the Wretchmind here. Maybe it's just the Liliana the Veil. That's tough. The Liliana kills my Tarmogoyfs is the problem. Where can I buy and sell Hex stuff? Hexprimal.com. And if you click on my sponsors tab below the stream, Hexprimal is my sponsor for that. They do only have 1 land here. So, like, I could take the Wretchmind because they're likely to draw 2, but it should take them a while to draw 3. I can K-command Lily. I mean, kinda. Like, I don't have a 3rd land yet either. And, like, if they Wretchmind me, I could just, like, bin this and this. It's definitely between these two. I think I'm going to take the Wretchmind just because they're stuck on lands, hopefully. No, we don't really care about the rack. We have a K-command. Hopefully we'll get both Goyfs down. Hopefully we're just, like, real... God bless America. Yeah, it's good to be good. Alright, so long 4-drop. Another Tarmogoyf. Alright, please miss for a turn. Please, just miss for a turn. God bless us, everyone. Yep. Each player discards a card. Okay. Oh, could I have put a... I could have put an instant in the bin, right? Is that a mistake? That'll do, pig. So I want to... Oh, if I take Pia and Kiran out of the bin... No, I'm going to add an artifact. So I'm going to add an artifact and an instant, right? There's no... Though there is an instant already. So the Pia and Kiran Nalaar gives me an extra card in my hand, but it means both these Goyfs have to attack the Liliana here, which I don't think I want to do. So I'm going to go ahead and Shatter Shock, I think. Destroy target artifact, and then Shock you. Oh, there's no land in the bin. Oh, that's so good. Thank you, Matthew. Thank you, Matthew. Matthew with the technology. Thank you. We'll get a forest. Okay, so now I can get back Pia and Kiran Nalaar and not feel bad about it. Return target creature. And shatter target artifact. So get this back. Destroy this. I should have shocked myself there so I could get a red source probably. So I technically missed a point of damage because I could have, and actually missing that point of damage means they'd be dead on board. They're gonna concede anyways, but all right. So we got the 3-2 with the Jund deck. We lost to two different Tron decks. We lost to traditional Tron and Eldrazi Tron, which I think are both probably pretty difficult matchups, even with the 3 Fulminator Mages here in the board. Deck seems reasonable. I just wanted to cast Goblin Rabblemaster in, like, a fair Magic deck. I really like this card. This card made me a lot of money when it was standard legal. We could change decks. I've been having people ask to see Terminator there. I've been having people ask to see more Goryo gifts, and I actually updated this afternoon. So maybe we'll play some of this. I think I like the Rabble-Masters. Five matches is almost certainly not enough to form an educated opinion on whether or not Rabble-Master is good. Jadine is a very good Magic player, so I assume she tested a reasonable amount. If Opt was legal, we'd be testing blue. I want to test blue-red Breach with Opt in it for sure. So my sponsor, MTGO Traders, they basically hook me up with whatever cards I need. So we're gonna go get the cards for this Goryo's deck here real quick. Play this a little bit, I think.